I'd like to call this meeting of the Moore County Board of Elections to order. If you please join me standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcome, members of the public. Please ensure, if I didn't look, that generally we have a sign-in sheet filled by the board. Thank you. And getting nods that we do. Please sign that. And next on the agenda for the board, please state your name and whether you have any conflict of interest relevant to the matters before us today.
Holly Powell, no conflict.
Bob Howell, no conflict.
Susan T. Adams, no conflict.
Thank you. We have a bipartisan majority, and so we do have a quorum. And let's see, let me confirm, is anyone from the public here in order to speak on any of the challenge ballots that we'll be considering? Yeah, thank you. In that case, we need to wait until we have information and documentation from the staff so that we can proceed with the ballots that have been challenged from early voting and absentee ballots, and I believe they've just arrived. While you're doing that, confirm that none of the members of the public are here to speak on the challenge ballots.
I did have one that called in.
Yes.
It wasn't her. It was, I'll explain it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, so on.
I don't think the VA is on. There we go. Thank you.
And when I explain it, I'll pass it down so the board can see what I sent. So for each person. The first one I'm going to do is the one that actually she called this morning to speak about the challenge. She wasn't able to make it in, but it was actually the mother on behalf of the daughter. This was the one, Tanya McNeil. She signed on her mother's absentee request. So Ms. Campbell had did an absentee request for herself and her daughter. Ms. Campbell got her absentee request, but her daughter did not. She stated that we had She had filled hers out. She filled one out for her daughter. Her daughter's wasn't correct because we didn't have any ID verification on her. So we sent another form saying that we needed ID. When the mother sent hers back, she was missing the witness information. And so we had to spoil it, send another ballot back to the mother. When we sent the mother's second request back, the daughter assumed that it was hers, and she voted on her mother's second request ballot back, and the daughter never completed the information that we needed to verify her absentee request, so we never got a request from the daughter. And so, but she thought that this request was hers because she had did a request. And I did explain that to the mother. The mother did go in person and vote on election day, so she was able to vote. But her daughter's request never got properly handled or done. And she just assumed that this was hers, so she voted on her mother's second request and had her sister witness it. And so this is why we challenged the ballot, because it didn't belong to her. And that's why we couldn't run it through the absentee machine to be counted.
Lana,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know you gave us a list of, what was it, 9 that were gonna be challenged at a previous meeting.
Mhm.
I don't have that list with me.
Because I had more added to it.
I know, and can we have a complete list to look at while we talk about
I
it?
don't have a list because as I was getting more in, I didn't have an opportunity. I can make a list, but I didn't have an opportunity to generate a new list because I had added, this one was on your original list. I had same day registrations that got added. I had military FWOBs that got added. And so by the time this meeting came, there was more that got added to the list of the ones that you had looked at originally.
Okay, seems to me already that's a fairly complicated story. I think you explained it as clearly as it could be, considering the mix-up between the mother and the daughter. I guess I'd like to hear what the board thinks about the possibility of going into recess briefly so Ms. Dixon can prepare a list. I think it would really be helpful if we had the names in front of us.
And you might, it's gonna take me a minute to type out all these names.
Well, that's
I
right.
have it attached to each one that you can look at the names, but
Well, it would be helpful to have the list of names with the reason that they were challenged, which you had on the list, the partial list you gave us originally. But now, how many have you added to that list?
We'll be in recess while the director prepares a list of ballots to be challenged.
Do you have the list you had to leave in? It's in my car. Do you have that list?
Bob, do you want to go get copies of that for everybody? Or do you want
Well,
to look at the original?
I think she should put it together.
Yeah, I mean, let me show this to Holly, and then I'll pass you. What I have is
Okay,
the original agenda in which the first names were on, there's some notes.
Were there 9? I'm gonna go get my notes out of the
All
car,
right, well, here's the other ones, and here's the,
because I had notes too. I did.
okay. Well, I'll share that with them. So, here's the agenda that had the first 7, and these 2, and this is in order to manage it. That's the.
No, I
Can
do.
you do,
I
okay.
do, yeah.
Your emails,
Excuse me.
are you going to your emails?
Yeah, to pull this
Yeah.
up, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna chart.
Talking about the agenda, then I think I'm gonna probably need a copy too, if that's what you're looking at.
This
All right,
was-
Mark, the agenda from today or from that previous meeting?
I thought we were talking about today's, are you talking about today's or yesterday's?
We're talking about the list of people that she had sent earlier that were being challenged, that she sent to us in an email.
Yeah.
So you should have it in
Okay,
your,
yes. Yeah, that I have,
Yeah.
yes.
see, I don't bring my phone in, so I
Mhm,
knew
right.
that we had that in an email on my phone.
Right here.
Okay.
One time I didn't bring this notebook in. He worked.
Marty, I'm not sure that if you were here for this clarification, Tawana has gone to prepare a final list that includes the original 9 that we looked at, plus additional ones that have come to the office since then, just in the interest of clarity and accuracy.
Okay, if I can just get a text or email to me, that'd be great.
Right. Are you?
Did you want to see this? Yeah. let me see.
Okay, true. Thanks.
Sure, I need to- But shoot, bring them up and, yeah.
She had discussed how we're going to go through this list, or go through it individually, or should I, work up all the deceased we're gonna do?
That I don't know. She started with this one, and mine, not sure why, my guess is maybe it's 15 minutes. Anyway, my guess is that at least 4, those other than deceased, it will take them one at a time, so she'll present the information that comes. It remains to be seen exactly.
So we can knock up those deceased right now, I mean, quickly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, that's an easy one, we can talk about the deceased first. Because there's no,
Can you hear me, Marty?
Yes, I can hear you. You want to talk about the deceased first?
okay, yes, because that's a no-brainer.
I'm sorry, excuse me, I think we need to be careful about what this discussion doesn't
We're not in
spill
session.
over into,
We're recessed.
right? So,
We can't talk about it.
Right.
Do you want to call it back into order?
no, thanks.
Forgot we were in recess, Marty, my bad. So we can't talk about it. So we have to wait till we go back in session. I apologize.
Okay.
Marty, have you gotten your test results yet?
No, I was supposed to have gotten them about 45 minutes ago, so I'm not happy. They said 15 minutes, and I had my test about 10 o'clock, and here I am, an hour and 15 minutes later, and no results.
Just as a reminder, we are in recess, but we're still live because we don't have anyone to turn the camera off temporarily, so just to be mindful of that as we wait.
No profanity, got it.
She's asked her if there's the wrong challenge. So she's doing.
So we need to make sure this happens. Must be somebody get to me. She just. She said she called. I didn't. Okay. She said. She said. I thought I understood this. This is what she said. Because she was saying. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. On that list, we have to add her as the guy after the time written. Just add her name to this one. Where do you want?
Thank you. We're adding that.
Just add Tiny Eaton. Tiny Eaton.
Yeah.
So add her name.
Just say Tina.
It's
Tammy McNeil. And
The reason would be she presented herself to be someone she's not.
Yes.
Tammy.
Tammy. I need to pass it.
Yeah.
Can you give me your license?
McNeil.
To Ella.
Okay, the board is back in session. Thank you, Ms. Dixon. I really appreciate it. I think it will help us in terms of clarity and accuracy. I know that you had us started on the ballot from Ms. McNeil. Would you consider starting at the top of the list with voters who cast a ballot during early voting or submitted an absentee ballot during that period, but were deceased before election day? That might be a more efficient list to get started on.
So I'm gonna pass Tammy back to you.
Here's your bill. So how are y'all gonna, you gonna vote as a total or vote as a group? What are you gonna do?
Well, I think I'll make one suggestion that for the group of deceased voters, unless there are unusual circumstances, I think we could hear the information, the evidence that you have, and perhaps pass that down. And then for those 11, it seems to me that we could vote as a group. Does the board have any thoughts about that?
Can we
He wants to discuss that.
table Tammy? And do the deceased, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so your first person.
Hunter Hamilton.
Let me make sure I understand. Are we only going to be addressing the ones that are being challenged, the deceased, the voters that are being challenged. The others we're going to go ahead and act on according to the law. Deceased votes don't count unless he gets challenged.
No, my understanding is that all of these ballots have been challenged for one reason or another. The deceased are based on records from sources that the Board of Elections office typically uses in the regular process of list maintenance. And so, since those are likely to be more straightforward than the other ones, my suggestion was that we consider them first. And unless members of the board would like to see those, personally, I would, Ms. Dixon would be happy for you to summarize the evidence that you have, the sources of the information of the records that indicate that these voters were not alive on election day, and so that we can proceed with those. But I'm much more proactive during this meeting than I'm comfortable with, so I would be happy with other members of the board to express an opinion on whether you want to see the packet of information.
Marty, I think just to clarify, these are challenges by the board to people that voted early or absentee ballot or via absentee ballot, who the Board of Elections staff has gotten on lists indicating that they have died before November 5th. And there's 11 of them that are on that list. These are board challenges that have been delegated to Ms. Dixon, and she was responsible for notifying these people, right, Tawana?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did so, right?
Yes, ma'am. I have the letter, the challenge form, and the list action form with the DHS search information attached.
Which was the list that indicated they had died.
That I sent to the voter's family.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
So I think it makes sense. We have 11 of those. Those should be pretty straightforward.
Yes,
And did any of them respond in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
So for each voter, what I do is I send a challenge form. I do indicate that the person is deceased. I let them know the date that they voted, what voting site, what their number, what machine number they were on, what number they were on, what number they were. I do send a letter, and I do put it to the family of the voter, because it's kind of insensitive, but I do put it to the family of the voter. I also give them a list action form as well in a packet that I send out to them. I only give them the last four of the social, but I do give them the birth date. I do tell them the source, which is the Department of Health and Human Services, the report date of when that deceased voter appeared on the report. And I give them the certificate number and the occur date of the event and where it took place at. If it took place here in Moore County, if it took place in another county, I send that all to the voter to review. They all get those three forms from the BOE. And then I do say that if there is a discrepancy, or if they feel as though that there is an error, if they could please contact, or if they could show up today to dispute that and have that loved one's ballot counted, then they can come to the challenge hearing on today and don't want to present it themselves. And so if you want to see what I sent, each deceased voter got that same information to be sent.
So we voting on these as a group or individually?
I would suggest a
I think we can do a vote. I think, Marty, I think what we're looking at now is just a sample of the information that Tawana sent to each of these 11 folks or to their families? Just for clarity, I don't,
To the family, because I can't.
right,
I hate to say it like that.
no, that's all you can say. But I don't, having seen, the documentation for one, that's satisfied me, so I don't think we need to look at all of them unless somebody on the board would like to see each of these packets.
I think with the chairman, we just start looking as a group.
Thank you.
I make a motion that we take these 11 people and the advice of our election supervisor and remove their ballots.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you. So, Tawana, if we move down the list that you provided, the next category is moved out of state, and it's Jack Christopher Casey.
Yes, sir. So due to him being in Rhode Island, I emailed Mr. Casey his information to him. I did a receipt with his to make sure that it would get, it was a valid email address, that it didn't bounce back, but it was. I don't think he opened up his email at all. I did let him know that because he did move out of this state, and I showed him that he sent back his voter registration card, the date that he sent it back, and that he did do an absentee request. I did give him the voter challenge. I gave him the letter. Like I said, I did show him that I told him when you requested the absentee, but you removed yourself from our rolls by sending back your voter registration card. And I sent him all of this documentation for him to see that he took himself off, and that disqualified him from voting as absentee. And he never responded back to me as well. And so I also had a copy of the delivery receipt to make sure that he did receive it, and he did, and he never responded back. So
Just to clarify, you said he sent back his voter registration card
prior to his absentee ballot coming back.
and he sent it back because he had moved and wanted to be withdrawn from the rolls.
So he withdrew himself, yes ma'am. So he requested the absentee first, and then he sent back his voter registration card and removed himself.
After he requested the absentee.
And then he sent back the absentee. And I was like, oh, so he had already tried to vote here in North Carolina. And then when, and I was like, okay, so I don't know why he didn't wait, but,
So where did he move?
Rhode Island. He had moved to Rhode Island.
So if he hadn't sent back that card, you would have counted his vote.
So what happened was, by the time he sent his card back, it told us that he wasn't here, and we removed him, and then he sent back his absentee, and then there's no record for us to attach the absentee to, because he removed himself.
Did he indicate he wanted to be removed as of a certain date?
The date of the time that he signed it, which was 9/21.
That he signed what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that he signed what?
his voter registration card.
Can we see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we know the date of his move?
It's on there.
Okay.
So he was using that Rhode Island address as a mailing address, and then now he's saying that now it's his physical residential address, and so.
Do you have to be a resident of the county on election day?
Yes, ma'am. So we had, I had sent it to the board, what is the voter eligibility audit chart. And it basically had, challenge the ballot unless the person was removed for having moved within 30 days of the election, and he moved way more than 30 days of the election.
And basically, this is helpful because what he's saying on this date is a change of residence from from Pinehurst to Providence.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether we know if he voted in Rhode Island or not, but that's not really relevant.
So Madam Director, did he meet the criteria for us to successfully challenge his ballot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the challenge of Jack Christopher Casey.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, so all in favor of affirming this challenge, please say aye. Aye.
Marty.
He's muted.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, unanimous. Ms. Dixon voted twice, William Vanya.
So yes, with this gentleman, he is in a rehab center. We don't know exactly when he showed up at the facility, but the MAC team did go there. They did register him there, but his wife did pick him up. Well, he registered on October the 7th. His wife did pick him up 7 days later to go down to Scotland County to do same-day registration in Scotland County, and he voted the ballot there in Scotland County first. He came back, and then as we processed his registration, we then processed his absentee ballot request. He got his absentee ballot request, and it got to him on like October 29th or so, which I did state all that into the letter that I sent to him, which October 24th, his absentee got processed with us, and he voted the absentee. And so I also put in a help desk ticket with the state board concerning this gentleman as well. And the state board basically stated we needed to find out basically when he became, if basically we should have found out if he was a resident there or not, which is normally not some practice that we do since we having so many people that we're having to deal with. But that his ballot should count in Scotland County, it should be pulled here. And like I said, it has been turned over to the legal department up there at the state board for having voted in 2 different places.
Thank you. And I think, I'm sorry, I'll wait and let other people go first.
Did you confirm with Scotland County that he voted there and they
Yes.
counted his ballot?
Yes, ma'am, I did, because I also have his same day registration application attached to it, and I did send that to them as well.
And I'm assuming you sent him information about the challenge?
Yes, yes,
And
ma'am.
was there any response?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
That was my question. Is there a motion regarding this panel?
I make a motion that we uphold the challenge of William Banya.
Second,
Thank you. Any further discussion? Excuse me, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, that is affirmed unanimously. Thank you. Ms. Dixon, same day registration, and we have 6 of these folks.
Okay, so what same-day registration is, basically a voter comes in, they do same-day registration, and if they fail mail verification one time, what Carrie does is she has to reach out to the voter, basically notifying them saying your information came back through the mail, and they have up until a certain period of time to cure the same-day verification. It could be something with the post office or whatever the case may be. Some people did bring information showing that the address was correct or something to cure. These people did not bring anything to cure their addresses and or anything, and so they failed the mail verification. And this is why we're challenging those ballots as of today. So,
All right, so,
And how many non-responsive ballots are there?
How many ballots of the same day registration are there?
How many non-responsive ballots are there?
Non-responsive.
Six.
Six.
Responding to Carrie's follow-up.
Six.
Okay.
so
So
if
the-
they failed the mail verification, and that's why we're challenging them, how do you reach out to them?
we call them, we either call them or we, well, really, I don't have to do a challenge. I really just have to I'm just letting you know, because I'm looking at this form. I don't have to challenge, but I just let you know. If it's denied in early voting, or if it's denied, I just have to let you know, but we call the individual to try to, or we call them, if we have an address, or we basically call them. Most of them, we try to make sure if it's same day registration, we get a phone number from these folks, because we don't have enough time to verify the addresses because of it's early voting. So we make sure that in same day registration that we do get an address. And Ms. Susan can kind of attest to this. Seven Lakes is my most notorious section because they have a physical address and they have the mailbox section, and a lot of them do not realize that their box is not their physical address. And then a lot of them are just accustomed to giving us the box address, and they think that's their physical address. That's a very, and if you're not aware of it, they don't know to ask that question. Like, I'm aware of it, so if I'm there and somebody starts giving me Seven Lakes West North, and I'm like, that's your mailing address, what's your residential address? I know to ask, but some people don't know to ask that question. So-
But on when you're registering someone at same day registration and you're filling out the form, it asks for residential and then it asks for mailing.
But they really do believe that that is their physical address, that box.
So they give it as their physical and then they confirm it's their mailing.
So, out in that area, they give it to them.
To answer your question, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They give it that.
But here's the thing, if they put their post office box, they are gonna get the mail. It's when they put
But you
their,
can't, but
when they only put their residence, they
But
won't
you
get
can't put it in my system. I can't put that PO box in my range. It doesn't take it.
Okay, so these if it's 7 Lakes person
Mhm.
and they put,
So if you're a
you're
poll,
saying they didn't return mail verification.
yeah, so if you're a poll worker and they give you that address, you're not gonna know it's a PO box. You're gonna think it's a street range, and my system is not gonna take it. It's gonna keep kicking it out. Because
Okay.
it's a PO box. They don't know it's a PO box. They're gonna think it's a street range.
Okay,
And so what happens is when you put it into the system and we generate the card and it goes out, the post is gonna kick out. It's gonna fail mail verification because we don't have that. That's not a street. Or then I have some where they gave an address and it's vacant. They're not there. And so it gets kicked out. So
okay, so if we look at the reasons for challenges, what does that fall under? Because I don't see it.
well, and then that's what I was saying. This one I'm just bringing to your attention because I don't have to challenge. Those same-day mail verifications don't have to be challenged. Those are just automatically, manually changed into the system.
I don't understand what you mean.
Did you read the little audit sheet that I gave you
A little audit.
when I emailed you?
When you email when? Obviously I
Let me
didn't.
take a look, yeah.
Do all 6 of these ballots, have they met the requirement to be challenged by the board, which like you send out the following documentation, the following request for information? I mean, I'm trying to what the issue is. what
So
we're talking
basically,
about.
yes, we sent out to make sure, we did the queue process for these ballots. They did not respond, so you can manually take the information off. Yes. But it's
So
not,
then there,
it's not
we
really.
can vote on these, then, unless there's another issue that I'm missing.
I don't know what that is.
No,
It's really not a challenge, it's just me being nice, really.
So
So,
these shouldn't even be on the challenge list.
Yes, that's right.
is there a motion?
But I want to clarify something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you saying you are not going to accept their ballots?
Yes.
Because
You have to-
denied early voter, failed mail verification, don't challenge, follow the cure process.
Which we did,
Okay, and they didn't cure.
correct.
Okay, we're gonna take them off our list.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we remove them from the challenge list.
Is there a
I
second?
second that.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of removing the same-day registration list from this challenge hearing, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, Ms. Dixon, felony conviction? Mr. Crisco?
on this
sorry.
one, I need to excuse myself because I know this person.
Oh.
But I just won't
You-
say
you
anything
won't vote?
because I know him personally.
Okay.
Okay, so for this gentleman, he came up on our felony list. I did, he came up on our doc felony list. He's serving an active probation, and when you're on active probation, you're not allowed to vote. His probation doesn't end until February of 2025. I have the letter, I have the challenge form, I sent him his registration, and I also I have the list maintenance form that showed that he was still on active probation, and I also pulled from, I can't get my hands to work. I also pulled from the DOC the report that says that he was still active on probation as well.
And did he vote absentee earlier on election day?
He voted absentee early, man.
Okay, thank you.
He act-
Oh, wait a minute, absentee or early voting?
Early vote, I'm sorry. I heard that, it didn't process.
And he has been notified that he's being challenged.
Yes.
That was great.
I make a motion that we uphold that challenge.
A second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of affirming this challenge, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Thank you very much. One more. The language again on the challenge form that Ms. Dixon sent to, this is the mother-daughter case that we were introduced to at the beginning of the meeting, says, I think, Tawana, this is the applicable checkbox. The person is not who he or she represents himself or herself to be. Is that correct? So maybe it would be helpful for me to hear this rundown again of the exchange with.
Okay, so it's a mother and a daughter. They both live at the same address. They both requested an absentee ballot. The mother's request went through because she gave the ID requirement on her absentee request. The daughter did not. We sent a letter out to the daughter saying, and I did verify in the system that she needed to verify herself because there was no last four of the social or driver's license given. We sent the letter out to her stating that we needed that information to verify her absentee request. The mother sent back her first absentee, but she was missing witness information.
She sent back her absentee ballot.
The absentee
Because
ballot, the
okay.
first one. So we had to spoil the first one and we sent her another one. The daughter said that, from what the mother said, the daughter sent back her corrected information back to get the absentee request sent to her.
That you get the absentee ballot.
Mhm. We didn't get it. We never got
And
it.
you didn't get that.
The request, the correction
All right, so
from
this
the
is
daughter,
the daughter or the mother telling you that you sent it
the
back?
daughter. The mother told us that they
Yes.
sent it back.
Okay.
Okay. But by the time the mother's second request got to the house, the daughter had already voted on the mother's absentee second request.
And did you notify them of this
Yeah,
challenge and how did they respond?
the mother called me today because she thought that we were pressing like criminal charges. And I'm like, no, we're not pressing criminal charges. It's just the fact that I told her that we couldn't count Tammy's ballot because she voted on your second request because the first one had the witness information missing. And so we sent you another one. But she said that somebody told her that her stuff didn't count and they brought, basically someone was kind enough to bring her to the polling place on election day, and she voted curbside, which I did verify. So the mother was able to go and vote curbside. I told her that, but Tammy voted on your absentee ballot and had one witness, which was her sister. And I said, but she said, but she did a request. And I said, but the request never got processed properly because she was missing the identifier. She said, but she mailed it back. And I said, but we never received it. I said, so she doesn't have a request in our system and she can't use yours. I said, I was kind of surprised that her or the sister didn't notice that your name was at the very top. And so when we sent back the second request, it was actually for you to do the ballot over. And so the mother never got her second request back to fix the first one. So somebody was nice enough to take her to early election day. And the daughter had voted on this one because I believe she just thought that this one was hers.
One quick question. That most recent summary that you just gave to us, is that the conversation that you had on the phone with the mother?
The mother, yeah.
Okay, so you haven't communicated with them before that phone call this morning? Other than sending stuff back and forth?
That was the first time I've spoken to her.
Right, okay.
And Tammy McNeil is the daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
So the daughter never voted her own absentee or did not vote in person.
Correct.
She voted on her mother's form, signed it even though the top of the envelope would have had her mother's name.
Correct.
Okay, so that is a,
Is that an absentee ballot that we saw where the names didn't match when we were reviewing absentees?
The one that I picked up, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because remember, we actually reviewed it because the names didn't match.
okay, and so now, so that's reappearing.
Yeah,
It's
so
challenging.
it's coming up. I think it's the same one.
Right, that makes sense. So that description is what, the challenge is based on that the person, AKA Tammy, is not who he or she represents himself or herself to be, AKA her mother. She's representing herself to be her mother by using that.
Do you have that absentee ballot in the paperwork, the envelope?
Mm-hmm. All right here.
Can we look at that for a minute?
I'm sorry, it's just a habit of trying to keep everything together, I'm sorry. Everything gets so lost. And like I said, on the daughters, there's no request of an absentee given.
And she didn't vote any other way.
No, ma'am.
Right.
She only has the one witness
Mhm.
and the one witness.
So from the daughters, I apologize for repeating what we've heard, but
When you need to clarify everybody.
so if we take a step back, in essence, the daughter never validly requested an absentee ballot because her request had only one signature. And the fact that a ballot comes into her possession, that she votes,
The daughter never requested an absentee ballot correctly because she didn't have the ID on the absentee.
the ID.
Yes.
Was it the mother who's had only one witness? And you sent that back to?
Yes, the very first, so on that form that you'll see, the very first one, when she did her absentee and sent it back, it had only one witness.
That's the one.
No, not that one.
So what is the issue here that makes this controversial right now?
Right, okay, what's the number? So this first number.
Marty, we're just trying to confirm
So
what
this was
Tawana
the
has
first number,
described.
3974,
That
the first ballot issue.
The daughter voted and returned an absentee ballot in the envelope that was actually for her mother.
So then we issued another one, which was the 506.
That's what this
This one,
is.
the mother should have got it, but the
That's
daughter,
but Mother's Day, Jane.
yes, and the daughter was not.
And on top of that, when the daughter ballot, when the daughter tried to vote absentee, she has only one vote.
Now, when the daughter requested an absentee ballot, she didn't complete the application properly.
Okay, so what,
So she never received an absentee ballot at all.
okay,
But she voted on her mother's absentee.
that's not this.
Her mother's absentee?
Yeah.
Yes, her mother's absentee, but not hers. But she doesn't have one. under her name.
Understood. The daughter signed it, and again, maybe let Holly look at this, because I'm running into a wall that I can't get through. Because this was issued on the label at the top to Betty Jean Campbell.
Yeah.
That's the mother.
Yeah.
It's signed by the daughter.
Yeah.
It is witnessed by only one person.
Yes.
So it seems like that in itself would be a reason, depending on when it was received, and I can't believe in November something, to, I guess, to have it cured.
You can't because it's not hers.
It's got multiple
Okay, she
problems.
signed the wrong ballot, it's her mother's ballot. I guess I'm trying to figure out what's controversial here.
Okay, it's pretty clear. I remember reviewing this. Tammy's ID is provided. Tammy signed as the voter, and the ballot envelope is Betty Jean Campbell, the mother. So Tammy voted a ballot that was intended for her mother. The fact that she only has one witness is irrelevant. It would, I mean, that alone, if the issue of the voter
Right, was not already
was
a
not
problem.
already a problem, would have had to been cured because there wasn't a second witness.
Right. But that's
But that's
the
neither here
preliminary
nor there.
issue is it's the wrong,
The person that the ballot was meant for was voted by the daughter. It was not her ballot.
thank you.
Okay, so I think it's pretty clear we have to reject that.
Marty, do you have any further questions since you're not able to see the paperwork in person?
No, I just kind of, that's just cut and dry. You have a long discussion, kind of regurgitating the same thing. To me, we vote on it, I think it should be rejected, but that's just me.
You want to make a motion?
Make a motion, please.
Oh, you guys are looking at it, you get the right wording, I'll let you do it.
I'll make a motion to agree with Ms. Dixon's recommendation that we uphold the challenge for Tammy McNeil.
I second that motion.
Any further discussion? How could it possibly be? All those in favor of sustaining this challenge, please say aye.
Aye.
I,
There you have it. Thank you. That's unanimous. And that brings us to the end of our challenge ballots. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Tawana, for all the preparation that you did with respect to mailing the voters and putting together the documentation for this meeting.
So I just need to give this to them because they have to pull the votes off and then have you verify the votes to make sure that they're correct. They're making a spreadsheet and have the board verify the votes. And then we have to manually pull them off and then check the manual edits.
Okay, thank you.
Except for that last one, because we never,
Oh, correct, yes. So, okay. So you signed the absentee tape last time. So we just didn't transfer it over to the sheet.
Right.
I need the board to do that. have that back.
Well, should be a bipartisan team.
It should be,
Okay.
yeah. However, I can do 2 original copies. And then get Ms. Holly and these 2 columns, if you don't mind. Like she can, Ms. Susan and Trinette can verify the call and then Ms. Holly put out a form for me, is that fine? I'm gonna make
Mhm.
another copy.
Okay.
And give you and Ms. Holly this form filled out.
One of you's gonna call out the vote,
I just couldn't hear what
Yeah.
she was.
and the other one's gonna verify it's the correct call, and Bob and I are gonna fill out the form with whatever you call out. That was my understanding.
The holy Jacqueline.
That's
Thank you.
Right, for the benefit of the public in the room and online, at an earlier meeting, the staff had tabulated the results of early voting, and the board reviewed that and signed it. The next step is to transfer the totals on the sheets that Susan and Tony have onto.
I'm sorry, it's absentees, not early.
Did I say early
voting.
voting? I had absentee was in my head, but not in my mouth. Absentee ballots. And we have a spreadsheet, and we are completing this easier to manage tabulation form.
Yes, I'm ready. So we need amendment.
Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Kamala D. Harris. 2044. Are you ready for the next?
Yes.
No one ready. Chase Oliver, 27. Jill Stein, 9. Randall Terry, 8.
Right.
Donald J. Trump, 1914. Cornell West, 8.
Right.
Shaylin, Etchison.
Etchison,
Thank you. 302. Richard Hudson, 1926. Nigel William Bristol, 1662. Mark Robinson, 1356. Mike Ross, 142. Vinnie Smith, 46. Josh Stein, 2292. Wayne Turner, 31. Rachel Hunt, 1990. Wayne Jones, 25. Hal Weatherman, 1822. Shannon W. Bray, 60.
60.
60.
Thanks.
Jeff Jackson, 2075. Dan Bishop, 1824. Bob Drake, 131.
Jessica Holmes, 1852. Dave Balsick, Bolick, 1836. Sean Ho, 98. Sarah Tabor, 1770. Steve Troxler, 1954. Natasha Marcus, 1840. Mike Causey, 1959. Luke Fairley, 1963. Braxton Winston II, 1813. Elaine Marshall, 2033. Chad Brown, 1819. Maurice Green, call him Mo, 2016. Michael Morrow, 1823. Wesley Harris, 1833. Brad Briner, 1984. Jefferson G. Griffin, 1872.
1872.
1872. Allison Riggs, 1966. Tom Murray, 1898. Carolyn Jennings Thompson, 1927. Ed Eldred, 1849. Valerie Zachary, 1980. Chris Freeman, 1903. Martin E. Moore, 1896. Maurice Butch Holland Jr., 1841. Tom McGinnis, 1992. John Sauls, 316. Ginger, say that again. Barbara Brand, 201. Ben Moss Jr., 833. Jimmy Self, 875. Neil Jackson, 813. Lowell Simon, 760. Warren McSweeney, 2379. Skipper Creed, 2368. Steve Bybee, 2376. Johan Navkura, thank you, 2317. Mike Harden, 2351. Nick Pacerno, 2362. Tom Adams, 2291. Amy Dahl, 2166. Oscar Roman, 838. Steve Johnson, 1872. Robert Levy, 1121. David Hensley, 1158. Ellie Collins, 1899. Don Zalaki, 1031. Robin Calcutt, 2010. William Art Williams, 2374. The bond for, 2921. The bond against, 807. The town malt beverage, GE4 is 57.
I'm sorry, four,
Yeah.
how many were
50
four?
57.
57.
Against, 29. I'm sorry, Township Unfortified for the wine,
Greenwood Township.
Greenwood Township, thank you, 4, 57. Against, 28.
One was at 457?
No,
450.
it's just 57, 57.
I got it, FOR. For that, 57, all right, I'm turning myself off. And against was,
All right, so we have to sign this.
right,
The against was 28.
okay, thank
So we sign the front page, or you have a cover page?
There's a signature page in the back.
And then now, and then you do the second supplemental that you did last time. Y'all split off and just don't put somebody call. Y'all right?
I'm good on
you. Thank you.
So when the board did the first absentee, we agreed that the machine total and the total that we got that first day was correct. Do you need to see anything else? There was no changes, okay. So that was this one right here. We know that the supplemental from last night matched. There was.
Did it ever?
Appreciate everybody's hard work. Okay. So, Ms. Holland, Bob, do you want to continue to, I have a better version of, I like, this format better.
Right.
Well, I have to say it straight.
I'm happy to keep doing what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Okay, so this was the supplemental absentees that we added last
Last
night, and that total that came up to the 497.
Mhm.
And so. Because it combines it and it's hard, it doesn't give me a separate printout, so that's why I got the tape.
Same information, different format.
Yeah.
So just so everybody's clear, what we're now recording are the absentees that we counted last night.
Yes, ma'am, the ones that came in, before the 7:30.
So the first list was all the absentees before that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Kamala Harris, 240. Chase Oliver, 4. Jill Stein, 4. You have Randall Terry next? 0. Donald Trump, 244. Cornell West, 0. Write-in, 3.
What do we
You
do?
don't have to worry
Oh,
about that.
don't have to worry about
No,
that,
just the
sorry.
name. Just the name.
Okay. We're on Shaylin Etchison, 63. Richard Hudson, 230. Nigel William Bristow, 171. Mark Robinson, 191. Mike Ross, 22. Vinnie Smith, 6. Josh Stein, 244. Wayne Turner, 5. Rachel Hunt, 224. That's 224. Wayne Jones, 5. Hal Weatherman, 218. Shannon Bray, 15.
15?
Yes, 15. Jeff Jackson, 245. Dan Bishop, 221. Bob Drake, 34. Jessica Holmes, 199. Dave Boliak, 213. Sean Ho, 25. Sarah Tabor, 187. Steve Troxler, 233. Natasha Marcus, 207. Mike Cowsey, 235. Luke Farley, 249. Braxton Winston II, 190. Elaine Marshall, 223. Chad Brown, 230. Maurice Green, 234. Michelle Morrow, 218. Wesley Harris, 195. Brad Briner, 246. Jefferson Griffin, 226. Allison Riggs, 228. Tom Murray, 228. Carolyn Thompson, 217. Ed Eldred, 208. Valerie Zachary, 239. Chris Freeman, 229.
229.
229. Martin Moore, 212. Maurice Holland Jr., 205. Tom McGinnis, 236. John Sauls, 43. Ginger Bowerman, 24. Ben Moss Jr., 126. Jimmy Self, 88. Neil Jackson, 75. Lowell Simon, 76. Warren Sweeney, 305. Skipper Creed, 301. Steve Bybee, 295. Johan Namkin, 299. Mike Harden, 296. Nick Passero, 295. Tom Adams, 292. Amy Dahl, 264. Oscar Roman, 95. Steve Johnson, 208. Robert Levy, 139. David Hensley, 135. Ellie Collins, 221. Don Zoliki, 136. Robin Calcutt, 217. William Williams, 297. Okay, this is citizens only voting for, 355, against 84. Greenwood Township Malt Beverage Greenwood, 4-8, 8, against 2. Greenwood Township Unfortified Wine Greenwood, 4 is 8, against 2.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
So this is the combined total of everything now. As you see there in my board, the provisional came out to the total of 210.
Thank you.
So for the absentees, if you add what we had the very first time, which we had 4,037, and then when we added the 497, you see that it came to that top total, which is the 4,534. And then we did our provisionals last night. We came out to the 210 total. And so our provisionals balance, our absentee balance. So the last thing that we need to talk about is the election day. We did have some discrepancy, but we're able to justify what took place. And I accidentally gave Nick my sheet, so I gotta get my sheet from him to let you know what took place, what happened, and how we can correct it or what happened about that.
Tawana?
Yeah.
Do we know if any candidates, in the school board elections have asked for a recount?
No, ma'am, I haven't heard anything.
Can you tell us when these will be made public?
And what-
When these results will be made public?
They're public.
They're public now? All right.
Yes, sir. They were updated this morning.
All right.
Okay, so Seven Lakes had an issue. They had a jam. So Seven Lakes is over one. They had a jam in the tabulating machine. The DS200 tells you when there is a jam. And, I don't know.
Maybe could you speak into the mic?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, my bag is hurt too, that's my number. And I don't know what I had a sticky note that I copied, and I can't find this sticky note. So, Seven Lakes had a jam, on election day, and the DS200 tells you when there is a jam, and it will also tell you whether or not the ballot was received, or if it didn't, or whether the ballot counted or if the ballot did not count. The ballot counted, but she got nervous. I don't know if because there was a line. The procedure is to take the ballot, place it into the emergency bin, and to kind of wait to see what your numbers are going to be if she didn't think that it counted. But this machine tells you. And so she placed it back through the machine.
Mm.
So it caused them to be one over in the precinct. And it's not like we know which ballot it is because it's election day. So their vote total was actually one over. And
So one ballot was counted twice,
yes, ma'am.
and it's no way to retrieve it, so we
There's no
can't
So we
correct
don't know
it.
which candidates
No,
got one.
No, sir. So that one was off in that precinct. And then it wasn't that, everything else ballot, and there was two more precincts that we had an issue with. In West Aberdeen, it was a provisional that went into the precinct box, but she did not belong in that precinct, but we were able to retrieve it. So we just have to deduct those totals off of West Aberdeen because she belonged to another precinct.
Mhm.
You just have to deduct those. Her provisional would have counted because she came there, she didn't belong into that precinct. They told her that. The judge was like, soon as she said that she had to do a provisional, she was like, she kind of was hesitant. And she's like, I should have just kind of watched her closely because she wanted it to go into the box. And so it was an East Aberdeen. She should have been in East Aberdeen, but it was West Aberdeen.
Okay.
And so we just have to take her totals out to balance her precinct and give it to East Aberdeen to balance, to put it in the right precinct. So that was another one.
So the outcome overall for Moore County, for those, is not gonna change. It's just as far as.
Oh, no, it's not.
The precincts.
It's just balancing. Yes, sir. And then the last one is,
So just to make sure, so there was one provisional voted at West Aberdeen that shouldn't have gone in the tabulator, and it should have been counted for East Aberdeen?
yes, ma'am. Mhm.
Thank you.
And then the next precinct was, I have a vote total. They're gonna be one over in their vote total. And we can't give voter history. The person came in, voted the person, they weren't registered at all. They pulled up the same person twice, voted the gentleman on that record. But this person was not registered at all. I know. I was
No, that's fine. I'm just,
trying to figure that one out too. So hold on.
Where did this happen?
I always did DHR and Rob. So it was something that Robbie,
In the
Westmore
Northwest
area is one of them too. The fire department, Robbins. It happened up there. So I'm a little disappointed in that because I'm just like, I don't understand how you allow that individual to vote who wasn't registered.
How did they get an ATV?
That's a question too.
I'm sorry.
That's a good question too.
Well, I mean, was there an ATV for that person who voted?
For that individual, no. That's what I said. This
So
person
they
was,
gave him a ballot with without generating an ATV?
no, he got an ATV, but it belonged to someone else. That's what I'm saying. So this individual got someone else's ATV and he voted, but it didn't belong to him. So when the conflict came up, it looked like this gentleman had voted twice.
So the person whose ATV he voted under
Yeah.
came in to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we had to resolve the conflict, check. When we pulled both of the ATVs, the gentleman voted on his ATV, which was correct. When we looked at the other ATV, it was a totally different signature on that gentleman's ATV. And so when we looked,
How do you generate a second one?
2 different computers.
Oh.
Because they're not connected.
Right.
Mhm.
And so we don't have a way, of course, to track the vote out, but we're going to show vote history more in that precinct for a voter that we don't have.
okay, so there is no, that's the explanation of the incident. There is no possible resolution because we don't know what to subtract, because we can't identify that
We
balance.
can't identify that.
It's just a note, footnote. These overall totals are one high, and whatever candidates this person voted for, the person who wasn't registered, they have one extra vote that they shouldn't have. Okay.
And so then it basically boils down to, for training, almost doing a script, because I was thinking about almost doing a script, well, like I think I was talking to you about that, Bob, before, where they're gonna have to pull out features of the person to make sure they have the person. Because there's no possible way that should have happened if you were asking for ID. If you're verifying that the person standing, you're supposed to repeat back that this is the person standing in front of you. I'm very particular because I will point to their information to make them verify. I don't let people sign. I put my finger on their ATV and be like, verify the information before they even just start signing it. So I don't know where they failed in the process to pull up, to have this person come in and sign on somebody else's ATV that wasn't registered. And
Could you read the name signed on the
That's how we knew it
on
was.
the wrong ATV?
Mhm.
And have you talked with them?
Oh,
And they weren't registered?
They were not registered at all.
Is that a criminal offense?
I gotta check that ATV one. I gotta see.
If they signed that ATV verifying the information on it, I believe that's illegal.
I have to look at it.
There's looking.
It could, only thing I ever seen as a offense was if you voted twice, but I don't know about voting. Because the
You
thing is,
look at the ATV and what it says you're signing.
I can look at it,
Yeah.
but then I can't pull their ballot as
No, I know
proof.
you can't pull
But
it
yeah,
out.
I'll look into that part, but it still just bothered me that happened. So, and I think there was one other precinct that happened too, but this one was the husband and the wife and the son came in, and the son voted on the dad's ATV, but the son was not completely registered. And I was like, people, what in the world? So I'll have two precincts where they have one extra vote, but I can't give vote history to.
So that also raises the question of how are they verifying that the ID belongs to the person? They see the name on the ATV when they're checking in. I'm talking about the poll worker. And they're supposed to be looking at the ID to see if the face in front of them looks like the picture on the ID and the name on the ID is more or less the same as the name in the registration. So they failed to do that as well.
So a lot of times, either they're not clearing out the screen, because a lot of times you can have a name highlighted and you thinking that's, we always tell them, do not look at the name that you have highlighted here, because that might not, you don't have this person, you have to look down at, Ms. Holly,
Yeah, I know.
you know, we always tell them, look down here, because this is the actual person that you are looking at, not the highlighted person. So I don't know if they thought that I don't know what they thought. I can't tell you that because they had the wrong person. So we're going to tweak some things with that because and some other counties had the same issue, just like our poll workers kind of went crazy. I don't know why. So where they were voting people that they just did not have, and we don't know why. So either they were looking at the screen wrong. We can ask the state to make a better enhancement where it's just bigger, where it pops up or something. I don't know, but
So they were voting, allowing the people to vote who?
well, if you don't clear, sometimes you can vote a person and that person's information stays on the screen.
Right.
Or you can look somebody up and you sometimes I clear my stuff out so I know that I have a fresh slate. I'm not quite sure what happened, but this one, the son voted on the dad record, and it's not like they have the same name or anything. Well, this one was very close to the name. This one was very
That's not so hard.
That's not so hard in this one, but he wasn't registered though either. But in that case, I can kind of see it, but you're supposed to verify, you're supposed to state back that person's information. So even if I state back and they don't say nothing to me, I kind of look at them like, is that you? And they're like, oh, yeah. So something to engage the voter to make sure that they're talking back to you and not just looking at me and I'm looking at you type deal. So,
Were there any other discrepancies in other precincts?
no, not like that. No.
Well, you
Mostly-
say not like that.
No, but I mean, not like that as far as, but most of it was like either, somebody putting, like you did with the partial, precinct going into the wrong precinct or things like that, or some things, those things we could fix, but these we can't fix because.
Right. So
I
That's why you're reporting them to us now.
Yeah. Because so that way, because what we have to do is we have to like I said, you're gonna see a precinct where their numbers are gonna be like higher, and when we do vote history, because we have to explain to the state, well, why do you have this many more votes than you have vote history? And we're gonna have to say because in this precinct, someone came in to vote that wasn't registered, and we can't give vote history to it. I don't have a voter. And we have to give that explanation, but also to the board as well.
So I remember on election night, the people who were checking in from Bass said their numbers didn't balance. Did their numbers balance?
Yeah, I don't remember back. Let me check with Amy. I don't know about that.
But it's not one of the ones you're saying there was more.
That was an issue, yes. Hold on, let me check with that.
members of the board 12 hours ago. We were just leaving.
I won't know what to do tomorrow if I don't see them.
I know.
I saw 5 deer on my way home last night.
Wow.
4 ran off to my right, and a half block from my home, one ran right in front of me, and I had to slam on brakes.
That's good.
But the nice part was at least it was not raining when we all left at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
No, ma'am, that's balance.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
And then I did remember one more. So, Cameron is just an incident that happened at Cameron. And this is a training thing that we're gonna implement as well. And this is a poll worker error but I was very grateful that the madam brought it back. So we had a lady who did the express vote, voted.
Mhm.
maybe you could explain to people what express vote is.
So the express vote is our ADA machine. It's the one that we use for those who may have like tremors, who have sight difficulty, hearing difficulty. It's used for Braille. It can even speak another language for them if it needs to be. And so we only use it for ADA purposes. It can zoom up for those who have a hard time sometimes filling in them little ovals. I do like that machine for those who have difficulties and things of that nature. Color blindness, we can flip it to black for those who have some type of color blindness. And so someone was using the express vote, and one of the poll workers actually watched her walk out the door with the express vote ballot because she thought it was her receipt that she had voted.
Right, so since she's doing this in a computer, she might have assumed this is being registered.
You mean the voter?
The voter, that's I guess it's a she. The person who walked out with the ballot thought that was a receipt.
Yes.
And there, is it the case that, how does this person register a vote for a candidate physically? I just haven't seen it.
Yes.
That's the piece of paper. How,
That goes into the tablet.
That goes into the tabulator.
Okay.
So this is the actual ballot.
Okay.
But she thought it, and there was a lot of misinformation about getting a receipt for the election. So somehow, I don't know why she thought that this was the receipt, but this was the actual ballot. And they actually just watched her go out the door with it,
right.
and
So,
they didn't say anything.
so it didn't go in the tablet.
No. So they finally decided to tell the chief judge. Poor chief judge. But they knew who was on the express vote. We were able to get up with her and explain the situation, and she was very grateful that we were concerned about her vote, and she brought it back to us. So we have to manually input this vote into the Carthage site to balance her out.
I thought you said Cameron.
Carthage, I'm sorry, this is Carthage. It's located on the top for Carthage. And I would like to talk to the board at another time about that poll worker. Because we did have some difficulties with some poll workers as well. So, yes.
So, all right, so has that been, has the staff done that? Or
No,
they
yet,
just-
no, sir.
Okay,
So what the after basically discussing the issues with Election Day, there are gonna be some manual edits that need to take place. So this is gonna be one where we need to add, two that we need to add, which is East Aberdeen, we gotta take out West Aberdeen and add into East
Okay.
Aberdeen.
So there's one manual.
And then this is Carthage, where we have to do a manual edit
Yeah.
into them.
Mhm.
And then the ones that were disapproved, those are
Or the
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 challenges
challenges.
we have to pull out. This is
Right.
why I wanted to give you the stack, because you're gonna see the differences
Right.
in the numbers.
So these, the sheet that you gave us, this is gonna be slightly different.
Yes, sir. And so, we're gonna, do that. So Annie has to do that. And then while she's doing that, I'll go over the sample audit count that we also did at the state,
For those two precincts.
for the 2 precincts while she does that. And then, we'll- after she does that, she'll bring the report back so you can see the differences.
Mhm.
And I'll bring a spreadsheet so you can also see where they were pulled. If you wanna like spot check, that's fine too. I don't mind that either. Well, how about that? We'll spot check it first before she pulls it. I'll do that. I'll have you spot check it first before she does it. I'll let you do that first. So let me give her this.
What if I told me, ask me to pump it first? You want to ask me a question? No,
Oh,
she
no.
is.
She wants candy. Well, while it's on the way over there.
You sounded so beautiful, though. Would you pass me the pumpkin, please?
I promise.
Would any of you all like us to pass the pumpkin to you?
Don't let Bill answer for everybody.
But they're all shaking their heads. No one wants to admit they want any, but let's pass
Once they
it.
get to their hands, we
It's
can
harder
really
to
put on
pass.
camera.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so he's finishing up that spreadsheet, he's gonna bring it back so you can do the stock tax. So while we're waiting on that, this was the audit that the state chose. So the state board chose the audit for us, we had to do, it was a presidential race. Excuse me. We had Pinehurst B1, and we also had Seven Lakes. And as I told you before, we did have a bipartisan team. You can see they took the oath. If you need to know the parties, I can tell you that too. But as you know, like I said, with Seven Lakes, they were won over. I can almost tell you what race they voted for, because that's the only one that it was over. But the hand-to-eye count did even out to what the machine count was, except for Seven Lakes with that one over.
Great. So we initially knew that because of the report from the site manager or the judges from Seven Lakes? Or how, when you were telling us
How we found
earlier about the DS200 champ?
the site manager of Madison.
Okay, got it. So, and then the hand-eye count on audit day
Definitely.
confirmed that. Okay.
So when you report the audit findings, you have to annotate that's why.
Yes, ma'am. And you can tell in the hand-to-eye count, it's just the fact that you would not know which ballot it would be. Because
Right.
you have several balances like that. When do we meet again?
March.
No, you sent out an email about another,
Oh, that was for that possible.
Let's see what it's like
That dropped.
after the top was. Do you have an idea about how long that may take? I'm not impatient, just
I don't know.
considering what you just suggested.
Well, I'm saying,
So,
she has to manually do each one, and it has to be by precinct. I don't know how long it's gonna take.
That could take a while.
So it sounds like you're sort of suggesting that we,
No, I don't know, I'm not suggesting anything.
Yeah.
I'm
you're,
offering.
you're raising the possibility
Yes, I
that
don't
we
know.
could recess while the manual adjustments are being made.
Because it's already 1 o'clock,
Board?
and that's not, we was all hungry, and I'm just hungry.
And that's what she's doing right now?
No, so Nick had to put, it was a lot, from all those ballots, we had to create a spreadsheet by precinct and put all of the races,
Mm-hmm.
and then she has to go in there and put them in there. And if you don't put it in there right, it won't.
Right, so
So we're waiting.
this is generated not from a spreadsheet that we created. This is generated by,
That is, election management, that's the system that we upload.
right, okay. So, and the reason, just to maybe state the obvious again, that it explains what, I think is the time factor. So Annie is creating a spreadsheet that essentially has all of this information because she can't edit this.
Well, that's not by precinct. She has to do it by
By
precinct.
precinct, okay,
So
so
she's
it's
gotta
not
do-
exactly like
She's
that.
gotta do 26.
Right, for each,
So for how many ever ballots we disapprove, we have to go by each race, how many races there were, and basically line them up by precinct.
Right.
And do tally marks for it.
okay.
is this something that we need as a board to go over once it's done and signed?
Well, not signed, but I just wanted you to review it. So
That's the
that was.
That's the
part.
final result
That's the fun, yeah.
that we're gonna certify.
Well, you're certified, once she takes everything off, you're certifying that part. You're not, you know,
Not quite.
Yeah, we're
well, I
not,
wouldn't
it's
have
not
said-
gonna be a final total. It's
Yeah.
gonna be the removal.
Mhm.
We're certifying the removal. Or I'm switching that one vote from one precinct to another.
yeah.
She can put a mess.
Mhm.
She might go pretty nice to know how long it might take.
It's a tedious process.
No, I understand that.
Oh, no, we would love for you to stay.
You're
Thanks
gonna
very much
stay
for
till the
coming.
bitter end.
Very much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
We'll be right here if you need us.
All right, thank you.
Go back online for the live stream. And check. Still there. Oh my God.
Is there a place in Carthage that delivers?
Already ordered from a Pizza Hut.
I'm sorry?
Does Pizza Hut deliver?
I have
Do you have to DoorDash?
You probably have to DoorDash that.
Just a minute.
I have never done DoorDash.
Try it. You'll get addicted. So
Really?
easy.
No,
We're not.
But it's, I understand it was last year, and I think that also means it's what you are. It's not, and potentially, we will, but you know, yes, that's.
Try to get a bigger one.
So
This is it?
We,
Yeah, this is, so this is,
review down there. So if you had,
so basically,
if you had a particular question.
Mr. Chairman,
Excuse me.
We have results.
so Carrie's already finished what you wanted her to do.
And
Annie,
oh no, she hasn't done this part yet.
you were humming and I thought you had really.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a, no, that is me. I'm sorry. Just lost out. So, this is basically what I was, anyway, I'll share on. So this is what it looks like. I know, I'm sorry. I tried to get bigger, but it was hard. So, and Marty, I'll send it to you so you can see it. I'll have Nick email it to you. So what we do is we take
one of the precincts and you have to deduct it, so, I have no idea, I'm just gonna give you a stack and see if you can, like, okay, so that's East Avenue, that's East Avenue. I'm looking to make sure, so.
What are we doing?
We're fine.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
By the ballot?
What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna explain, hold on, I'm just checking, to make sure I start
Oh,
with. Hold on.
Yeah.
South 75.
New Taylor did too.
Well, this, I'm gonna have you write it in, so I don't write it for you, right?
Oh, okay, well, Taylor did next. How many,
I got, go over to WAB.
and we can do all the, and you want me to add tabs too?
Just
Oh, just those four?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
And then you can take that to get the settings.
yeah, then I gotta give you, Ms. Hall has her head.
I don't understand what we're doing.
I'm gonna show you. So you're. I'm just finding it.
Yeah, I don't.
Here, this is W-E-M, so put your head in WC one time. W-A-N-D. And then W-E. So. So what we did was, to deduct them, we had to create the spreadsheet, and then what we did was, so this is East Avenue. We found East Avenue, we marked Kamala Harris, so she knows that she has to take off of East Avenue one road for Kamala Harris. Is that correct?
There was a word in the remark.
Yeah, so you're verifying that for me. So then, so for off of that whole ballot of East Avenue all the way in, you're gonna check to make sure that those warrants are off of East Avenue for that, you see where the places on the side. Okay? You got what I'm saying, it's all in? Okay, so,
So I'm verifying that there's a one or two or however many marks there are to take off.
for that, for your particular places on the side.
It's just,
Oh, no, yes. Oh, and please go.
I only asked.
No. I have no idea.
Wait a
I still
minute,
understand.
do we not have a second?
I don't have the whole ballot, so.
Okay, so just do the parts that you do, and then I'll get the part that you don't have, because you have just the top portion, you
Right.
have the middle portion. and
Yeah,
then-
but we're all looking at different ballots. I don't understand how we're verifying this.
So I have one ballot and then there's,
So you have,
I have the WEM,
so on your WEM, you're okay with that District 29?
Yeah.
Is that part marked off? You take it on.
Yeah.
And then you have commissioner race.
No, it's not in order, Chase. I mean, what about all these?
kind of being was on.
Shayla is next.
There's two marks.
There's not.
I don't see any marks.
Do you see the little tallies on your sheet?
So I got things for 797.
For your little tallies.
I see there's numbers.
So you should have 3 ballots that match this. So when you do one, whatever one that is, match your race to it.
All right, so I've got just like one.
And you're done.
All
You
right,
start here,
well, okay, let's start there. So,
and then you look forward.
so now I've got, this is somebody in 797. In the vote for public instruction starts there.
Right.
So on this ballot, there is a vote for Michelle Marlowe. But what does it tell me when I go over here and say,
There's 2 tallies there for Rochelle Morrow and the minutes for 7 Lakes. I'm not sure why, because there's 2 ballots.
no, there's one,
So that's what she has to know.
so we all have multiple,
Yeah, I've got 2
two ballots.
next to Etchison and only 1 ballot, so what am I supposed to do?
Well, that's the same. Right.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying.
That's what, we have to choose, get out there more than.
Right, but my question is,
I don't, this still makes no sense to me, so.
If
I know
we
what
only
we're
have
trying
one
to-
ballot, but there are 2 marks on here,
That means there's another ballot that has that same mark
somewhere,
somewhere through, yeah.
All right.
don't we need them so that we know
What
that
do we-
we're keeping count of them?
How can we verify it?
I mean, you could put the 2 ballots together, but like I said, I don't wanna have, I can't call it out because you're
Right.
recording,
Sure, I understand.
but
Why can't you call it out?
because we're recording the names.
nobody's supposed to know.
That's why last night, we never said anybody's names when we were doing anything.
I know, but we're not talking about voters.
Voters, these are, if these results have already been published, and we're just saying, for this candidate and this,
So the only thing I can do is I can tell you, please name and call it out because we can look at your sheet and I can do it that way.
like,
I mean, for example, if there are 2 marks on here by a certain person's name, and we currently only have 1 ballot, what if 2 more came up and we don't remember because we've already done that 1? Oh, and then we have 2 more, oh yeah, we've got 2 now.
Yeah, it's one you're gonna have to call them out, and then we can.
Well, no, she's basically saying,
Yeah.
here,
Because, you know what,
I
there's no way for us to sit here and look at one ballot and confirm what's on.
So let me just go together.
Here, you want the stack?
No, hold on.
but we gotta give her the ballots for the.
So,
I don't mind doing it, I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Does this mean? Forget about looking. Right. What's more? Yeah, that's true.
Means you have to take that off.
These are the numbers that come on.
Right.
Okay, because some are total up.
Well, you're not gonna be able to do that because everybody didn't vote in your groups. But yes, I mean, it'll tell you how many have to be taken off in each precinct. But the only way to do it is to call out each ballot and you mark, okay, that, there's a mark in there, and there's a second mark in there.
Which he has, sort of the balance that he uses that.
These
that-
numbers should reflect these check marks. Yes. There's a page with the precincts, legal across the top.
They do.
And I've already,
Can we just borrow your seat so we can get the precinct names? Because our sheets don't have.
ours are below yours, and there's no head.
Check the box that said repeat the first row of labels on
Yeah.
every.
You write yours on.
You mind?
And then I'll write it.
Here. I'll
Or
check.
just read, tell me what they are.
Ooh,
Just give me the initials.
right, BEN,
I'm sorry.
Ben, BEN. CAM,
Mhm.
CAR, Carthage. DHR. EAB, East Aberdeen. EKWD, East Norwood. EWD, Eastwood.
You don't have to tell me what you stand.
EUR, I'm just showing them. Did you get EUR?
Yeah.
LTR. NSP. PBF. Hmm. PDN,
PDN.
PDN, PHA1, PHA2,
Mhm.
PHB1, PHB2, PHC,
PHC.
PHC, RBN,
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry,
PHC.
PHC.
Okay.
RBN. That's the way I saw this one. Okay. I don't know about you, but I started numbering the wrong column because it's offset on the first one.
What do you mean? They're all off.
Mhm.
So that, wait a minute. There's nothing.
It's just a blank column.
I'm just gonna cross it
Right.
out. Um, read them from the end of this. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's go that one.
Mhm.
This one's fine.
WND, you got that one? WKWD, WEN, WAB, VSS, TLT, SSP, SLS, RBN.
You can do those.
Sorry. Thanks.
Okay, Ben Sam, are you ready? Okay, so for Ben Sam, just one ballot, Donald Trump. And that's it. Okay. Cartridge, two
What
ballot.
happened? Wait a minute. What happened to camera? Nothing? You don't have any check, I don't have any marks on my column, I'm just wondering, does that mean there are none to be?
Oh, no, I don't have anything to be removed from camera.
Okay,
Oh,
that's all I was verifying.
oh, okay.
Because it's the next column on our sheet.
Okay. Carthage, two ballots. I have two for Donald Trump, two for Hudson, one for Mike Ross, one for Weatherman, one for Bishop, one for Bullock, I have one for Troxler and one for Huff, two for Causey, two for Farley, two for Brown,
I only have one for me.
for Carthage.
Yes.
Okay. There should be two.
Do you want to mark a second one on here?
Yes. Okay, two for Brown,
Well, wait a minute, what about Winston?
I don't have one for Winston.
Probably without him. And that's where the Farley one went in, 'cause
Okay.
they had,
So take Winston out.
see, they had one here and one here. So when you said his name, I added it there, but then you didn't call anything for this
Okay,
guy.
so take him out.
Can you redo,
Redo who?
North Carolina Commissioner ARIC?
Who's that?
No,
Where they at?
we're still on Carthage. There's one that I have a discrepancy. It has Hope Taper and Troxter, or Trox,
She said Huff and Troxler.
is that on?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I heard something different, that's why I asked.
Got one for Troxler and one for Huff.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now we're on two for Brown, two for Morrow, one for Briner, one for Griffin, one for Murray, one for Zachariah.
Carthage for Zachary?
I'm sorry, what?
She said Carthage for Zachary.
Valerie
These have to
Zachary?
go off
Yes.
because we started numbering in the wrong place. Because of the way that the heading
Okay.
lined up.
Can you start that again?
Where?
At Mara, the top one? Brown, how many did you have for Brown?
I had 2 for Brown, for Secretary of State, Brown, 2.
For Carthage? It's not there.
No, that's what I'm saying. I apologize, but because this is now. If you line up, I didn't line up those headings correctly when I first started labeling these. So each one of these should be
Oh,
on the
so,
right.
so you know what you're doing. I didn't know if, I thought you were looking at
Fine.
something else. I was trying to help you
I
out
appreciate
here.
it, no.
And,
So this is fine.
Okay,
Two.
I'm done. Okay, I got you now. I was trying to help
I
you.
appreciate it. I'm waiting until we get to my precincts.
Okay, so
She is doing yours.
She's doing your precincts right now. That's why I was looking for.
so 2
Who's,
for,
who's the first race on yours, Bob?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it's, the first full one is North Carolina, Public Instructions. So I also have Brown, and I can't remember what
North Carolina Secretary of State.
secretary, oh, yes, Marshall. I'm sorry, I thought it would be clear. All right, so what precinct are we on now, Tony? I apologize.
Carthage.
Carthage, and we're at Public Instruction. I have 2 for Morrow.
Yes,
Okay, Treasurer is 1 for Briner.
Yep.
Supreme Court, seat 6, Griffin, 1.
Mhm.
Court of Appeals, 12, Merle, 1.
yes,
NC Court of Appeals, seat 14, Zachariah, 1.
yes,
NC Court of Appeals, seat 15, Freeman, 1.
yes,
Senate District 21, I don't know how it was that, McGinnis, 1.
Right.
House District 51, Sauls, 1.
Right.
District 29, McSweeney, 1.
Mhm.
District 29, seat 3, Creed, 1.
Right.
District 29, seat 4, Bybee, 1.
yes,
District 29, seat 5, Noncom, 1.
yes, that's in mine, so just,
Okay.
Holly,
Okay, District 29, Hardin, 1.
Yep.
Commissioners, District 2, Paserno, 1.
Yep.
Commissioners, District 5, no, it's 4. Adams, 1.
Yes.
Board of Education, District 1, Romey, 1.
Mhm.
District 2, Board of Ed, Levy, 1.
Yep.
District 4. Okay, I have 1 for Hensley and 1 for Collins.
Yes.
Okay. District 5, I have 1 for Zalowski and 1 for Calcutt.
Yep.
Okay, Soil and Water, 2 for Williams,
Yes.
and then the amendment, 2 for 4.
Correct.
Okay. That's all for Carthage.
Are there any for DHR?
Okay, so DHR, I didn't have any for DHR. Who's the next precinct?
EAB.
EAB, I have 1 for EAB. Let me check.
lost his place.
Okay, 1 for EAB. Harris, one for Harris. District 9, one for Etchison. NC Governor, one for Stein. Okay, we skip Lieutenant Governor, we skip Attorney General. Auditor, one for Bullock. Do you want me to do the skip? There's a lot of skips on
My page.
Just
is
read
done.
the, just read the next name.
The one that has some
here.
minutes.
The one has, okay, Public Instruction, Green,
Has one.
yes, ma'am.
Who has green?
I think that's
He
Bob.
does.
First
Look
of
at
all-
me.
Hello, public instruction, green
Oh, okay,
Do you have a mark?
for East Aberdeen.
for one,
Yes.
okay. Then we go to District 29, seat 2 for the judges, McSweeney, one.
Yes,
District 29, seat 3, Creed, one.
yes,
District 29, seat 4, Bybee, one.
yes,
District 29, seat 5, Nankung, one. District 29, District Attorney Harden, one.
Yes,
Commissioner, District 2, Paserno, one.
yes,
District 4, Adams, one.
yes.
Board of Education, District 1, Romy, one.
Yes,
District 5, Zalowski, one.
yes.
And then Amendment 4, 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Next precinct,
Looks like it should be NSP.
NSP. I have one for NSP.
I've got Little River.
Oh, that is right.
You did?
You do.
Yes.
Little River is next, yes. I have one for Little River. Harris, one. District 9, Bristow, one. Governor Stein, one. Governor Hunt, one. Okay, Attorney General Jackson, one. Auditor Holmes, one. Agriculture Tabor, one. Insurance Marcus, one. Labor Winston the second, one. Secretary of State Marshall, one. Public Instruction Green, one.
yes,
Treasurer Harris, one.
Yep.
Associate Justice Seat 6 Riggs, one.
yes,
Appeal Seat 12 Thompson,
Yes.
one. Appeals Judge Seat 14 Eldred,
Right.
one. Appeals Judge Seat 15 Moore, one.
Right.
Senate District 21 Holland, one.
Right.
District 51 Barber Band, one.
yes,
And then we go to the Constitution Amendment, against, one.
I got it.
Okay. Now we should go to NSP, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I have one NSP. Trump, one. District 9 Hudson, one. Governor Ross, one. Lieutenant Governor Weatherman, one. Attorney General Bishop, one. Auditor Bullock, one. Agriculture Troxler, one. Insurance Causey, one. Laborer Farley, one. Secretary of State Brown, one.
yes,
Public Instruction Morrow, one.
Right.
Treasurer Briner, one.
yes,
Justice Seat 6 Griffin, one.
yes,
Appeals Judge Seat 12 Murray, one.
yes,
Appeals Judge, seat 14, Zachary, 1.
Right.
Appeal Judge, seat 15, Freeman, 1.
Yes.
District 21, McGinnis, 1.
Yes.
District 52, Moss, 1.
Yes.
District 29, seat 2, McSweeney, 1.
Yes.
District 29, seat 3, Creed, 1.
Right.
District 29, seat 4, Bybee, 1.
Yes.
District 29, seat 5, Nancom, 1.
Yes.
District 29, Attorney Harton, 1.
Yes,
Commissioner, District 2, Paserno, 1.
yes,
District 4, Adams, 1.
yes,
District 1, Romney, 1. District 2, Levy, 1.
yes,
District 4, Hensley, 1.
yes,
District 5, Zalowski, 1. Soil and Water, Williams, 1. Constitutional Amendment 4,
Yes.
1. Okay. Okay, P's. A1, I have 1, 2, 3, 3 PHA1s. Okay, so I have 3 PHA1.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. I have 1 for Harris, Oliver, and Trump. For District 9, I have 2 for Etchison, 1 for Hudson. For Governor, 3 for Stein. For Lieutenant Governor, I have 2 for Hunt and 1 for Weatherman. Attorney General, I have 2 for Jackson, 1 for Bishop. Auditor, 2 for Holmes, 1 for Bullock. Agriculture, 2 for Tabor, 1 for Troxler. Insurance, I have 2 for Marcus, 1 for Causey. Laborer, I have 2 for Braxton, 1 for Farley. For Secretary of State, I have 2 Marshall, 1 Brown.
Yes.
For public instruction, I have 2 Greens.
Mhm.
Okay. Treasurer, 2 Harris, 1 Briner.
Right.
Justice seat 6, I have 2 Riggs, 1 Griffin.
Yes.
Justice seat 12, 2 Thompson, 1 Murray.
Yes.
Appeals Judge 14, 2 Eldridge and 1 Zachary.
Right.
Appeals seat 15, I have 2 Moores, 1 Freeman. District 21, 2 Hollins, 1 McGinnis. District 78, I have 2 Simons and 1 Jackson. District 29, seat 2, 3 McSweeney's. District 29, seat 3, 3 Creeds.
Yes.
District 29, seat 4, 2 Bidees.
Right.
District seat 29, seat 5, 2 non-coms.
Mhm.
District 29, the district attorney, 2 Hardens.
Yes,
Okay. Commissioner, District 2, 2 Pasernos.
yes.
District 4. I'm gonna make myself confused. Okay, why did I write it down? 3 Adams.
Yes,
Okay. Board of Education, I have District 1, 2 Dolls, 1 Romaine.
yes,
District 2, 3 Johnsons.
yes,
District 4, 2 Collins, 1 Hensley.
yes,
District 5, 2 Calcutt, 1 Zalowski.
Mhm.
Soil and Water, 2 Williams. And then the Constitutional Amendment, 2 for 4 and 1 against.
yes.
Okay. Woo. Okay. I have PHB2.
Mhm.
Okay. I have 2 ballots. I have a Harris and a Trump. District 9, a Hudson and a Briscoe. For governor, I have a one Robinson and a Stein. Lieutenant governor. Hunt and Weatherman. Attorney General, Jackson, Bishop. NC Auditor, Holmes, Bullock. Agriculture, Tabor, Troxler. Insurance, Marcus, Causey. Laborer, Farley, Winston. Secretary of State, Marshall, Brown. Public Instruction, Green, Morrow. Treasurer, Harris, Briner. Justice seat 6, Griffin, Riggs.
Hang on just a second.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, hang on just a second because I've got 2 for Griffin and none for Riggs.
You have 2 for.
I've got 2, yes ma'am.
Okay. Missing. I have.
It should be Griffin and Briggs.
One apiece? Okay,
Yes.
so, okay, so that's, I change it to,
And put your initials in case one of
I think I do.
your Thanks.
All right,
We're on seat 12.
Mhm.
Okay, I have 1 Murray and 1 Thompson.
right,
Seat 14, I have 1 Eldridge and 1 Zachariah or something. Where I get tired. This is nobody has the same names. Okay. Seat 15, Freeman Moore.
Mhm.
District 21, 2 Holland.
Right.
District 78, Jackson Simon.
Right.
Okay, District 29, seat 2, 1 McSweeney. District 29, 1 Creed, 1 Bybee.
Right.
1 Nankun,
Yes.
1 Hardin,
Yes,
1 Paserno,
yes,
1 Adams,
yes,
1 Levy,
yes,
1 Hensley,
yes,
and 1 Ford.
yes.
Okay. That was, okay. So next I have Pine Dean. Is that Pine Dean?
Looks like there aren't any until.
Seven Lakes.
7 Lakes.
You don't have Pine Dean?
What
Well,
are the initials?
Pine Dean was,
Pine Dean was
PDN.
PDN.
that one was before PHA
That's
one.
way back. And I don't have anything.
And
Do you
I
have
have
a,
marked.
you have,
You
okay.
know why? Because I'm looking at PDN and they do PIN, so, okay.
Okay.
I have some PDNs.
Do you have PDN?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, okay.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what you have, PIN, right? You don't have PDNs. The labels on this spreadsheet is PDN.
Mhm.
Okay.
But when I'm alphabetizing, okay,
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's fine.
Are there
Okay.
some
Yes,
Huh?
I have some.
CDN? Okay, there's
Okay.
no marks on mine.
I have 1 PDN.
Okay.
Okay, so I have Trump, 1 Trump, Hudson. Oh, that's it.
Right.
Okay,
Just
that's
go to
the
the top
one.
of the ticket.
Okay. So now it's 7 Lakes.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Seven Lakes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 7 Lakes. President, I have 2 Harris and 2 Trump.
Yep.
Okay. District 9, I have 3 Hudson, 1 Bristow. For governor, I have 2 Stein and 2 Robinsons. Oh, okay. I'm scared. I'm looking at this thing. Okay. For lieutenant governor, I have 2 Hunt and 2 Weatherman. Okay. Attorney General, I have 3 Dan Bishop and 1 Jackson. Is that right?
It's, I thought you said something else.
Me too.
Oh, you got a cuss or something?
I'm talking about
Oh.
somebody high up in the church too.
Woo. I was like, what? No, I didn't cuss. I was like, what happened? She just started laughing and thought I called it wrong. Okay. NC auditor, hold on. She done threw me now. 2 Jessica, 3 Holmes and 2 Bullets.
Where you get 5?
I'm sorry?
We have 2 phones
Okay.
and 2 Bullock.
Okay, hold on. Holmes, 1. I got 2 Holmes. And you got how many?
2 Bullock.
Okay, 1, 2. Yes. I'm sorry. So you have 2 Holmes and 2 Bullet.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Agriculture, you should have. I got 1 Huff, 2 Troxlers, and 1 Tabor.
Yep.
Okay. Insurance, I have
She said
2 Marcus, and then 2 Causies. Okay, for labor, I have 2 Winston and 2 Farley. Okay. For Secretary of State, I have 2 Marshalls, 2 Browns.
And I
Okay,
have 3 marshals.
Okay.
right,
3
and I've got
Marshalls.
1 brown.
Okay.
So we need to change that to 2 and 2?
Wait a minute, because I only have 2 Marshalls. 1, 2, I have 2 Marshalls. And I have 2 Browns.
Okay,
So I change it to 2 and you change it to 2.
Okay, just want you to verify what you first have to do
okay,
it. So I have a Brown here and a Brown there. Then I have a Marshall here and a Marshall there.
Correct.
Okay, yeah,
okay,
so it's 2 and 2.
making the change, thank you.
Okay, public instruction, I have 2 greens and I have 2 moros,
Yes,
okay? For treasurer, I have 3 Bryers and 1 Harris, okay? For seat 6, I have 2 Griffin and 2 Riggs,
yes,
okay? For seat 12, I have 3 Murrays and 1 Thompson.
right,
And then for seat 14, I actually have 3 Zachary. I know I'm saying her last name wrong. Zachary and 1 Eldred.
yes.
Okay. Flip over. Okay. For seat 15,
Well, would you hand me this one?
Oops, one of them,
Version lunch.
oops, one of them fell out.
okay, seat 15, I have 3 Freeman, 1 Moore.
Yes,
Okay. District 21, I have 2 McGinnis and 2 Holland.
right,
Okay. 78, I have 2 Simons and 2 Jacksons.
yes,
For District 29, seat 2, 3 McSweeney.
Mhm.
District 29, seat 3, 3 Creeds.
right,
District 29, seat 4, 4 Bidees.
Right.
District 29, seat 5, 3 Numpkins.
correct,
District Attorney, I have 3 Hardens.
Yes,
District 2 Commissioner, 3 Paserno.
yes.
Okay. And then District 4 for Adams. 4 Adams?
4,
Yes, ma'am?
yes.
Okay. School Board District 1, I have 3 Dolls.
Yep.
Okay, District 2, I have 2 Levy, 1 Johnson.
Yep.
District 4, I have 2 Collins.
Do you also have a write-in?
I do.
Okay.
But they didn't write nobody in, they just filled in the over.
Oh,
Just like, and then District 5, I have 3 Calcutt, 1 write-in, but they just filled in the over.
mhm.
For Soil and Water, 2 Williams, 1 write-in, where they filled in the over.
That still counts as a write-in?
Yeah, but it's blank, yes, ma'am. And then for constitutional amendment, I have 3 for 4 and 1 for against.
Yep.
Okay. And that was 7, like,
South Southern.
so,
South Southern. Okay, you can South Southern. Yeah, we got 3 more groups to go and that's it. Okay, South Southern Pine, just 1 ballot. Trump, Hudson, Robinson, Weatherman, Bishop, Bullock, Troxler, Causey, Farley, Brown, Morrow, Briner, Griffin, Murray, Zakara, Valley Zakara, and Freeman, McGinnis,
Yep.
Moss, McSweeney, Creed, Bybee, Malcolm,
Yep.
Harton,
Yep.
Paserno,
Yep.
Adams, Romy, Levy, Hensley, Zalowski, Williams, 4.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What do you have next?
West Aberdeen.
West Aberdeen. Okay, West Aberdeen. For West Aberdeen, I have 3. No, I don't. I have 4.
Okay.
No, you have 5.
5. Oh, I do have 5. Oh. Okay, West Aberdeen 5. 2 for Harris. 3 for Trump. Okay, here we go. Okay, for 9, I have 3 for Hudson, 2 for Bristow. Okay, for governor, 2 for Stein, 2 for Robinson.
No, we have 3 for Robinson, 1 for Stein.
You have what? You have,
3 for Robinson.
I only have, I got Stein. I have 2 for Stein, because there's 1 that didn't mark anything.
How many for Robinson?
And for Robinson, I have 2 for Robinson.
You have 3.
Okay, so
Make it 2.
make it 2 for Robinson
And 2 for
and 2 for Stein, because there's 1 that's completely not marked at all. Matter of fact, that's all, there's only, this race and that race, and there's nothing else on that one, so I can take that off. Okay. So now we're on the governor race. I have, okay. I have 2 for Hunt, 2 for Weatherman. Okay. Attorney General, I have 2 for Jackson, 2 for Bishop. Oh, okay. Make sure. For auditor, I have 2 for Holmes, 2 for Bullock. Okay. Agriculture, I have 2 for Troxler and 2 for Tabor.
Yes.
Okay. For insurance, I have 2 for Causey and 2 for Marcus. For laborer, I have 2 for Winston and 2 for Farley. Okay. For Secretary of State, I have 2 for Brown.
Yep.
And 2 for Marshall?
Yep.
Okay. Then for public instruction, I have 2 for Green and 2 for Moore.
Yes.
For treasurer, I have 2 for Harris and 2 for Briner.
Mhm.
For justice seat 6, I have 2 for Riggs and 2 for Jefferson. Wait, do I?
You mean Griffin?
Griffin, I'm sorry, I don't know where Jefferson.
Okay,
No, that was
that's
the
all right.
first name. I'm
Right.
sorry. So
No,
for
that
Griffin,
makes sense. I've got, still have an issue. I have tallies for 3 Griffin and 1 Riggs, so you've got 2 and 2.
okay, so let me see. Yes. So for Jefferson, I have 1. Yes, I have 2 Jeffersons and I have 2 Riggs.
Okay,
Yes.
making the change.
Okay. For seat 12, 2 Thompsons, and then I have 2 Murrays.
Mhm.
And then seat 14, I have 2 Eldreds, and then 2 Zakaris, or
Mhm.
Zach, yeah. Okay, so then. For Freeman, I have 2 Freemans and, yeah, I do have 2 Freemans and 2 Moores.
Me too. Good.
Oh,
Yes, so me too.
okay. For District 21, 2 Hollins and 2 McGinnis.
Mhm.
For 52, 2 Self and 2 Mosses.
Yes.
For seat 29, 2 McSweeney's. For District 29, 2 Creeds. Well,
Right,
that's,
yeah.
seat 3, I'm
See,
sorry.
still- That's right, still.
District 29, seat 4, 2 Bibees.
Mhm.
District 29, seat 5, 2 Nonkins.
Right.
District 29, Hardin, I have 2.
Yes.
Commissioner District 2, I have 2.
Yes.
District Commissioner 4, I have 2.
For Adams.
Yes, ma'am, for Adam, sorry. Board of Education, District 1, 1 Dahl and 2 Romans.
Yep.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. District 2, I have 2 Levy, 1 Johnson.
Mhm.
For District 4, I have 2 Hensley, 1 Collins. I didn't even do that part. Okay, so I didn't even have to look at it.
Yep.
Then District 5, I have 2 Zalowski, 1 Calcut.
Yep.
Soil and Water, I have 3 Williams.
Mhm.
And then Constitutional Amendment, 3 for 4.
Mhm.
Okay. That's amazing, I didn't get that other one. Okay. Is it Westmore or West Norwood next?
That's Westmore.
Okay, 1 for Westmore. It's Trump, Hudson, Robinson, Weatherman, Bishop, Bullock, Troxler, Causey, Fairley, Brown,
Mhm.
Morrow, Briner, Griffin, Murray, Zakari, Freeman, McGinnis, Jackson, McSweeney, Creed, Bobby, Notcomb, Harden,
Yes,
Paterno,
yes.
Adams,
yes.
Romaine, Levy.
Wait a minute, I have to read all the way across the page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
It's a long string.
One Levy, okay.
One Levy, one Hensley.
Yep.
Zalowski.
Yep.
Williams.
Yep.
And one for 4.
Okay.
Okay. Whew, last one, Jesus. Thank God. This West Norwood?
Is that WKWD?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
And there's only one ballot. And matter of fact,
They didn't vote for many.
They didn't vote for me.
oh, they did. Okay, Miss Harris, one for Harris, and one for Bristow. Okay,
That's all.
okay.
Is that it?
Okay. So now you take these,
So I give those to Annie so
To Annie.
she can manually pull those off. So if you want to do a recess, we can eat. It's gonna take a minute because that's gonna take a minute.
Can we not order something
Yeah.
in?
Okay, you can. That's fine.
well, as a matter of fact,
Can I have the sheet?
you know, yes, good.
You can pass them, thank you.
What is your, what,
Can we recess?
yes,
And can we turn
Can we
the
turn
thing
the-
off?
I will pause it.
right. We're in recess.
Holly, would you pass your sheet down, please?
Yes, I will. There's no corrections on mine.
Then you can turn this off. Yes, I will. Thank you.
I certainly hope that he was not talking to us a while ago, because he was talking up a storm to somebody.
Oh. Well, we never listen to him anyway.
Did he say something?
All right, my turn to buy. What do you want?
No, I actually,
Oh,
sorry,
wait,
I'm gonna beat you to it.
I didn't turn it off yet, though.
Yeah,
Or
turn it
pause
off yet. Paused it.
Surprised, it didn't work. So she said, should I get lunch today? No, I thought we were getting close, so I said, no, thanks. Now I'm gonna tell him, but yes, thanks. Okay,
What do you
all right,
want?
you, that might be quicker, and you can order, but I'll, and then I'll pay for it. Come on, Holly, you
I
always
can do
bring all that,
DoorDash. They already have my credit
all that
card.
other stuff.